If you're the founder of a consulting firm and you're still doing all the selling yourself, and by that I mean chasing new leads, writing every proposal, and closing every deal yourself, then this video is for you. Your firm is good at what you do. You get your clients results. But now you're at the point where you're stuck doing all the selling, and you don't know how to get this off your plate. And the more you grow, the more stuck you are. It's draining, and the firm's stability hangs on a thread. It's also not scalable, as everything hinges on your efforts. One slowdown or stroke of bad luck, and things can unravel fast. Now, before I go any farther, if you're not the founder of a professional services firm, if you run an e-commerce brand or you sell physical products or you're building a SaaS company, our solution probably isn't for you. We're focused on consulting firms or professional services firms. We coach firm founders to install the core strategies in their firm and the systems that they need to escape founder-led sales. If that is you, keep watching. I made this video for you. Let me tell you where all of this started for me. I began my career at IBM as a sales and distribution consultant. I was working with Fortune 100 companies to design and implement their sales systems. During those years, I saw exactly what world-class sales processes and infrastructure looks like. But the big aha moment that informed what I'm doing now came when I joined a 100-person consulting firm. I was the second salesperson they hired. And after a few months, they looked at me and said, "Why aren't you selling more?" And I looked back and said, "Because you're missing the fundamentals that I need to sell. A salesperson can't wing it and sell with jazz hands like the founder can." This firm had no clarity as to who they were as a firm. They had no positioning. They were just pitching to anyone who came to them. And no clear offer. Every project was custom, and they were a jack of all trades. And there was no process to generate leads. They were dependent on the founder's network and his hustle at conferences. What they did have was a founder with a lot of charisma. He was doing all the selling with his jazz hands and a dance routine. They had a severe case of founder-led sales. Founder-led sales is great when you're getting started, but it quickly becomes a big problem. It constrains the firm's growth, and when you want to exit, it makes selling the company close to impossible. The 100-person consulting firm that I joined shouldn't have hired a salesperson. They should have worked on their firm's fundamentals so that a seller would be successful. They needed tight positioning, a clear offer, and a lead generation system that didn't depend on the founder. And that's exactly what I help founders build now. Let's talk for a minute about the big mistake most founders make. You get overwhelmed with sales, and what do? You hire a senior sales guy, somebody that's sold big deals before. You're hoping you can level up your sales process. You invest $250,000 a year in salary, and probably even more when he starts making commissions. So you cross your fingers. A year passes, maybe two. At first, his high salary feels justified, an investment in finally solving the only I can close problem. But eventually it hits you. Nothing changed. He can't sell like you can. And here's the shift in thinking that I need you to make. Stop trying to hand the reins to a salesperson and hoping they'll figure it out. They won't. Instead, build a system that makes you replaceable. That's the real path out of founder-led sales. Okay, so I'm going to use this diagram to walk you through our method and exactly how we go about achieving founder-free selling. So I'm going to put that in the center of the diagram here. That's our ultimate outcome, is founder-free selling. So now that we've established in the center of the diagram, founder-free selling, the three things that are standing in our way from achieving founder-free selling are unclear positioning, custom scoped projects, and inconsistent leads. The solutions to these issues, I'm going to put in green. The problems are in red, so the solutions are in green. The solution to unclear positioning is our prime positioning module. The solution to the custom scope problem is productized offers. And the solution to the problem of inconsistent leads is our pipeline builder module. Okay, let's go back to prime positioning and talk about the three parts of prime positioning. And I'm going to put this in blue because this is the blueprint to establishing a consulting firm with founder-free selling. The three parts of prime positioning are the who, the problem, and the outcome. And really, this is the founder's job, is to obsess over who we serve, the problem that they're suffering from, and the outcome that they want from that problem. Notice there's no mention of our solution yet. It's all about the person, the problem, and the outcome. Okay, so the first main insight I want to bring to you for this side of the triangle is that prime positioning for a consulting firm is not marketing work. It is founder work. It is the biggest strategic decision that the leaders of a consulting firm should be making, and is not something that should be delegated to a director of marketing. The second big insight that I want to bring here is the tighter that you're able to get with this positioning, the more likely you are to become world-class at the who, the problem, and the outcome. So you want to narrow down as much as possible so that you still have a market to serve, but you're also very intimate with this who, the problem, and the outcome. And the truth is, as a consulting firm, you're able to be more intimate with the problems of the clients because you're serving multiple clients with the same problem. You have the advantage of a unique perspective on the client's problems, and bringing that and illustrating that to them is a easy opportunity to build trust that you know what the problem is, you can get the outcome, and therefore you must have the solution to the outcome because you're so intimate with the problem. Okay, let's move on to the side of the triangle for productized offers. Okay, so the blueprint to achieving productized offers, really solving the problem of custom scoped engagements, is first defining a unique process. This is how you go about solving the client's problem, okay? The next is packaging offers. So we like to suggest using an ascension model for productized offers. And what that means is just climbing up the ladder from a small project to a medium project to a large project, and building rapport and confidence in your firm as you go climbing that ladder. And the third part of productized offers is the concept of outcome-based pricing. This is when you break the connection between charging for your time and charging for the outcome that you're defining back over in the prime positioning module. Two big insights I want to bring for you here. Doing projects on repeat, doing the exact same project for the same person, the same problem, and the same outcome really standardizes your sales and delivery process. This is a must for finally delegating sales. And the idea is the more you get away from custom scope and you're able to sell your services from a menu of productized offers, the better and quicker you're going to achieve the outcome of founder-free selling. The next insight here is you don't want to hire coin-operated salespeople until you have this in place. Salespeople are wonderful because they're money motivated. And the biggest problem with salespeople is that they're money motivated, or what I call coin operated. Until you have the guardrails in place, it's really difficult for them to be successful selling custom scoped engagements. So two insights there are doing projects on repeat standardizes sales and delivery, and productizing your services is a must before you can go about hiring a sales force. And the last part of the triangle solves the problem of inconsistent leads, and we do this with our solution called Pipeline Builder. The blueprint to establishing a good pipeline is one, generating leads and having a process where you have permission to contact people that are interested in what you're offering. The next is a process to book appointments and have conversations. And then finally, closing the deals. And this is the only part of the 9-part blueprint that is actually sales. Two big insights for this side of the triangle is that sales really shouldn't be about convincing the client that they need your product. It's really just about identifying the client's problem, establishing if they have the problem that your solution solves, and then explaining the solution and working together to figure out if your offer is a solution to their problem. And it's really more about problem-solution matching than it really is about convincing anything. And I think this is why people find sales slimy at times, is because there's too much convincing that's going on when you're not establishing positioning in a strong way and you haven't established a productized offer in a strong way. And the last insight that I want to bring here for this side of the triangle is that generating a lot of leads, generating more leads than you need, solves quite a few problems for a consulting firm. First is the problem of pricing. If you're presenting 1 or 2 or 3 proposals every month, which is a lot for some of my clients when they come into our program, you're unable to establish just information and learning about what you're pitching. Now, if you're able to get your offer in front of 10, 15, 20 people per month, it really changes the game and you've got a significantly bigger insight into how the market is perceiving your price and your offer. So generating more leads first solves the problem of pricing and being able to optimize your pricing. Second, it solves the problem of customer concentration. On a regular basis, my clients come to me with 1, 2, or 3 of their clients making up 60, 70, 80% of their revenue. By generating lots of leads, booking appointments, and doing the problem solution matching that I'm talking about, customer concentration goes away. And the last big thing that more leads solves is a more consistent pipeline of revenue. You're not waiting for 1 or 2 big checks to come in each month. You're waiting on 15 or 20 or 45 checks per month or sources of revenue. And that makes it a lot more comfortable to plan revenue and to have a consistent view of the cash flow that your firm is bringing in. Okay, let's jump back over to the full video. This isn't just theory. One of our clients is a software development consultancy. They were already at 12 million in revenue when we got engaged with them, but their founders were still in the middle of every deal, every pitch, every proposal, and every close. We helped them break that bottleneck and build a sales engine that runs without them. By the end of that engagement, they hit $25 million in revenue with a system, with a team, and without the founders in the room. Here's another example. We worked with a founder of a financial services consulting firm. He was running all the sales, leading every pitch, every close. Using our methodology, within 12 months, he was completely out of sales. The firm could run and win deals without him. And when the company sold, there was no transition period. He had no earnout, and in fact, he had no post-closing obligations, just a clean exit. This kind of exit is almost unheard of in consulting. It's hard to pull off, but that's exactly what our method is built for. Okay, let's wrap this video up. If you're ready to be done carrying the full weight of sales and you're ready to build a system that attracts, qualifies, and closes clients without your constant involvement, let's talk. We'll dig into where you're stuck, what's missing, and how to build a sales engine that scales without you, the founder, in the middle of everything.